y'all black, Latino, and Native Americans. When the Lord says that our kingdom is to come, as long as we follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
I got the camera bag, I'm the cameraman. If shit getting active, I'ma stand it down. We taking ground, call an ambulance. That shit go. Right, right. If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that right. That shit go. If you got a problem, we'll handle it. Niggas acting hard, you better stand on it. We on every corner, we stamping it. You better get your life for this camp shit. We ain't playing around, there's no cowards, dog. If niggas charged up, you get powered off. Rude of speech, keep it raw. It ain't my fault that you niggas soft. It ain't my fault that these niggas frauds. It ain't my fault that them niggas rats. If your colors fly, you don't get that shit go. Right, right. If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that. That shit go right. If shit go you best get right, or you'll get you got that right. That shit go.
Wanna go to war, gotta have it to the van. Tryna cut the semen, something you don't understand. Getting tough from my betterment, better take it like a man. Nigga, how you walk away for camp? If you willing to die, you better be willing to stand. Take a trip around the world, see a bunch of corners held by them UPK niggas. All them UPK niggas go to camp. And I'm on Shamar here hanging out the car. Wonder when I pull up straight to the battlefield. And I'ma make sure niggas make it back home. Say, nigga, what you thought? When anything moving, I be on. Gotta remind them we nothing like them niggas that you saw. If you hear back up, that'll be your last time to get out the way. The price to pay before
that shit go.
Nah, for real though.
If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that right. That shit go.
Nah, for real though.
If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that.
Y'all about to swim y'all south right stuff. Move that stuff. Move that stuff. Move that stuff. The Father we fear. The Father we fear. Yehoshua. Yehoshua. Israel. 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 Damn right. Shalom, Israel. We the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group, nor any other Christian organization, nor are we affiliated with the Black Panther Party. All right, that being said, tonight's class, all right, we're going to get into how terrible our oppressor is as a father, and how terrible their teachings are and families are. We're also going to talk about the reasoning why our families have failed in times past. All right. And we're going to bring up how terrible, how horrible our cities are in relation to the baby daddy, baby mama drama and brothers and sisters fighting each other in domestic disputes. We're going to talk about how men and women fighting each other, and men just fighting each other and unaliving each other, and women fighting each other and unaliving each other. We're also going to talk about how all of this comes from old 304's. All of this comes from old hoes that also know old tricks. All right, so we're definitely going to talk about that. All right, Bubba Kwasha, in the meantime, there's a video that I want you to get. All right, if you can go real quick, I want you to play the video. Let's go to the video first before you share the screen. Let me get to it. Let's see, which one do I want first. Go ahead to the first one right there. Yep. down, bottom, blah, blah, blah. And I want, there we go. The very first link. I'm going to go down in order. Let's go ahead and share the screen whenever we're ready. All right. If anybody has any questions too, of course, you can put it into the chat. All right. I'm gonna have some scriptures for Officer Yaquab to read too as well after these videos. Of course, everyone should know tonight's class is the history class. History is, of course, extremely important for so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to know. We shall not forget history, no matter how much we are oppressed, no matter how much we've been abused, no matter how much we've been brutalized, no matter how much we've been sexualized. We're going to know our history, because this is how we're going to be able to elevate each other and move forward in this wicked world, so we can build the kingdom of heaven, so we can build the kingdom of God that so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be in rulership in. If you don't know, you heard it here first. We're going to be in power. We're going to be in charge. That's why we're in this school. That's why we're in this truth. We're not here so we can drink. We're not here so we can party and BS. We are here to build up our people so we can be in rulership. We're not worried about your feelings. We're not worried about your thoughts. We're not worried about how you feel. I know you may not like how we talk. You may not like how we speak. You may not like how we dress. All of that is irrelevant, because we're going to be in power and we're going to be in charge. Forget about how we speak and how we talk. How about you focus on the behaviors we are trying to teach our people to have? Because the behaviors you taught them as a Christian pastor and the behaviors you taught them as a 304 from the 50s, 60s, and 70s have not benefited the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American community ever. It never has. And this is where we learned it from. Go ahead and play the video. And you can start the video over if you can.
If it's necessary.
Yeah.
It's like I always think about it.
To walk away from your family.
You do if it's necessary.
You still walk away from your family.
You do if it's necessary.
Yeah.
It's like I always think about it from the perspective of a lifeguard. So if you're training to be a lifeguard, one of the things that you're trained to do is to approach someone who's drowning and panicking. You basically tell them if they're flailing about, you say, look, I'm here to help, but you have to calm down. And then if they cling to you, like in panic, you push them away. You think, well, that's pretty damn cruel, because what if they drown? It's like, yeah, what if you both drown? So you say, look, quit panicking, I'll help you out, but I'm not drowning along with you. It's like, well, it's the same with someone in your family.
Do you still walk away from your family?
You do if it's necessary.
Yeah.
It's like I always think about it.
You can take it off the screen too. Yep. And so hopefully everybody could hear the video, right? So this is what white men are teaching Black families. This is also what white women also teach Black families. White men teach Black men this. White women are teaching Black women this. And for sure, white men and white women are teaching Black men and Black women this. This is where we get the mindset of just up and leaving our families. This oppressor literally said, well, I look as having a family as a lifeguard. If I'm trying to go and save someone, I'm not going to allow them to take me under the water as well. I'm not here to drown together. You can drown yourself. And so he used that analogy to leave his family. Well, guess what? In the Bible, that's not there. According to the Most High, you are obligated to drown with your family. You are obligated to drown with your wife. If she's losing air, you lose even more air so she can have air. If your children are losing breath and they're losing air in their lungs, well, you lose even more breath and air in your lungs so they can breathe. That's what it means to be a father. That's what it means to be a Black, Latino, a so-called Black, Latino, and Native American father. Don't take these customs of these oppressors. Don't listen to these kind of men. Don't listen to these kind of women who are teaching you this absolute rubbish and this absolute garbage. You don't want to go that route. You don't want to walk that path. You don't want to go down that road. The road that you want to go, down is the road that the Lord said for you to walk down. Give me Psalm 68 and 5. And while you're getting that, brother, go ahead. You about to say something?
Come on, concert, sir. That was so heavy, man. Like what you just brought out right there. Like the very analogy that he used, as if you know, like he didn't create his family, but he already found something already made.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Like using that lifeguard reference, meaning he didn't make his family.
Right.
He didn't create his family.
Right.
He just chose some people, and then basically when it come time when the shit go bad and go to hitting the fan, listen, I'm getting out of here.
Right.
Like that's crazy, man. That's like I said, that's just
right.
evil as hell, son.
Right, exactly. Give that brother a hand. Damn right. And so here's the thing with that, right? And this is let me know when you got Psalm 68 and 5. You don't got to put it on the screen, of course. You could just read it. All right. But Psalm chapter 68 and 5, I'm going to get the words of God and what God said for us to do in our nation, according to our culture, when it comes to a woman and children not having a father, because we have laws and we have customs built around women and children not having fathers or having a man or having a husband. We have laws around that. However, it's not permitted for a man to leave his wife. It's not permitted for a woman to leave her husband, no matter what the reason is. There's only one reason how a family can be disturbed and broken up. Is if that woman leaves her man, if that woman leaves her man and has sex with another man. That is the only way for a family to be broken up. And according to the laws of God in times past, that was considered to be a death penalty. That would be the judgment. A woman doing such a thing, you would be put to death for something like that. You would lose your life and lose breath for something like that. Now, the Lord is just going to destroy you. The Lord may take your life, but not from stoning. The Lord may take your life and make you out to be some horrible drug addict, some terrible alcoholic, have you in the club scene and a shooting happens. The Lord is going to make something evil happen because you committed an evil against your husband. You committed an evil against your man. As a man, you are not permitted to leave your wife unless it be for fornication. We can get that scripture next, but I want to read this. All right. You're not allowed to leave your family out. You're not allowed to leave your family, brother. Don't listen to these oppressors and allow them to convince you to leave your family while they never leave theirs. They'll convince you to leave your family, to leave your wife and leave your children, but they're going to stay with their family and they're going to stay with their wife and they're going to stay with their sons and they're going to stay with their daughters. And they're going to be the worst father ever in that household. They're going to be the most abusive father and the most domestic abusive father in that household, but they won't leave it. Well, guess what? So-called Black, Latino, and Native American men, the Lord requires us to not be abusive. The Lord requires us to not be child molesters or rapists. The Lord requires us to not be anything of the sort, but to be good men and good fathers who raise our children. And you can only learn that in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You can only learn that within these walls. You got that scripture?
The book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 5. A father of the fatherless.
It says a father of the fatherless, because the Lord requires us to be a father over the fatherless. The way our communities are set up right now, the way they've been conditioned, the way they've been facilitated or built up, and the way our oppressors facilitated a way to destroy our communities. Now there's plenty of brothers and sisters, little boys and little girls who do not have a father. It could be because he's incarcerated. It could be because he's out on the streets because of a drug addiction, or he's on the streets for any kind of addiction, or he's 6 foot deep in the ground. For whatever the reason it may be, he or she does not have a father. Well, it's men like us who must be the father of the fatherless. You must. You must take it. You must take it upon yourself. Don't listen to white dogma, all right, and dogmatic reasonings of our oppressor and allow them to convince you that you're not. Don't choose a woman who has children. Don't allow them to convince you that, because that's going to further break our homes. All right, that's going to further separate us as a people. Now, brothers, y'all may have your preferences. I'm not here to tell you that your preferences are ungodly or your preferences are wrong. If you don't want to be with a woman with children, that's entirely up to you. More for me, brother. That's a lot. More for me. You can find all the women who don't have children, and I will find all the women with children and women who don't have children, right, and they'll all be mine. Exactly. No sweat, brother. I mean, the water. But anyway, we are to be the father of the fatherless. All right, please continue reading.
And a judge of the widows.
Mm-hmm. Let me break that down. It says the judge of the widows. A widow is a woman without a man, and in particular, it's a woman who may have lost her man from war, or he just may have died, passed away all of a sudden. He went to sleep. He went to that forever sleep. He went to go sleep with his fathers, right? That's a biblical term, all right. When it says where we lay ourselves to sleep, all right, and we laid him amongst his fathers, like that's referring to death. Where a brother may have lost his life, he passed away, and we buried him next to his fathers, all right. And so now that's what a widow is, all right. And it says we must be a judge over the widows. What is a judge? A judge is an authoritative figure over something. That's what a judge is. A judge is able to teach and correct and give judgment, meaning to be able to give out punishments for consequences. That's it says to be what? One more time.
And a judge of the widows.
This is something that's required. We must be a judge over the widows, because the Lord has never allowed a woman to just do her own thing. The Lord never allowed a woman to be by herself and be alone and make decisions all on her own. The Lord never intended life to be like that for a woman. The Lord never wanted a woman to be alone by herself, making decisions on her own. We have seen how the community ended up, and we have seen how our families have been broken up when we allowed our oppressor to convince Black women to be by herself, and she can do bad all by herself. The independent Black woman dogma, all that stuff right there, we have seen the results. We've seen what it brought forth, and it brought nothing but evil. It brought nothing but chaos, nothing but drama. It brought nothing but death tolls at an all-time high. It brought up mass incarceration rates because our oppressor has ran the game on our sisters. Our sisters were never supposed to listen to this oppressor and never listen to people like JFK and Lyndon B. Johnson and Donald Trump in relation to the Black family. And Christian pastors allowed that to happen. Pastors like Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson, all right, and who's the other one? And Al Sharpton, you know what I'm saying? And your T.D. Jakes, all right, and your Creflo Dollars. Pastors like that allowed our oppressor to sneak in and run game on our sisters and trick our sisters and guile our sisters into believing that they can do bad all by themselves and they don't need a man to live. Here's the thing, as a woman, that what you need to understand. You very well may not need a man when it comes to getting a job, finding work, and putting money in your pocket. But when it comes to raising a family and keeping a family together, when it comes to keeping you safe and keeping you out of danger, that's what the Black man is for. That's what the Latino man is for. That's what the Native American man is for. I pray that everybody understands, please.
Come. Is God in his holy habitation?
One more time.
Is the Most High in his holy habitation?
Read it from the top.
A father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows. Is God in his holy habitation?
Is God in his holy habitation? That's what God looks like. That's what power looks like. When there's a father over the fatherless, a judge over the widows, a man in every home, a man being over women and children, keeping them safe, keeping them out of danger, keeping them together, glued together, no one coming in between us. That's what God looks like. That's what the Bible just said. Don't allow these oppressors to convince you that you don't need a man, Black woman, Latino woman, and Native American women. I know some of y'all sisters out, some of y'all Judite sisters think that the southern kingdom, like the Mexicans and the Cubans and the Colombians and the Costa Ricans and the Puerto Ricans are more family oriented. That very well may be true. But we're all Israel. We have all been oppressed. There's plenty of so-called Latinos and Native American women who believe in the very same dogma that our oppressors taught Judite women, so-called Black women. I best and believe that. Don't think, oh, I've always seen a Mexican family together. Yeah, you very well may have. But the other 30 of them are broken apart. And there's plenty of Issacharite women, which are Mexican women, alone, raising kids on their own because Papi decided to start a new family 10 years later, and Catholicism taught him that he can only have one wife. And so he has to leave her to get another. That's why she's alone. Yeah, he believes in family. Wait until all them kids are good ages. Oh, you 8, 9, my youngest is 8 and 9 years old. My oldest is 17. I'm out, Senorita. I'm gonna start a whole new family. That's what our brothers and sisters, that's what our brothers are doing in the southern tribes, and it's breaking up families. You can blame the Christian church for that. You can blame Catholicism for that. Please take me to my next video. These oppressors, the next one is right in order. Yep. These oppressors will convince you to leave your family, but they will stay with their family, and they will be the worst. They will be the worst father you could ever imagine. Statistically speaking, Black fathers and Latino and Native American fathers are far more active in their child's life, and they're not as terrible and abusive and brutal as white fathers are to their children. And we're going to get an example. All right, go ahead and play the video whenever ready.
My father was very, very aggressive, very, very abusive, and gay from as early as I could remember. My father was very, very aggressive, very, very abusive, and when he wasn't abusing, he was neglecting. And my mom, she's just a loving, caring person, but she was also caught in the crossfire of abuse from my dad. My dad is no longer here. That also led me to being sexually abused by a sports coach and a Cub Scout leader because I really just wanted out. Anytime someone would say, hey, come hang out with me, I did because it just wasn't safe at home for me, mentally, physically, and now I know spiritually. My father was certainly not meant to be a parent. I know, loved me. I believe it for sure. However, I don't think he had the capacity to get past his own mental illness and struggles to share that love. And that's why I think today I make sure that I take care of myself so that I could show up as a father, husband, and a great one. I wanted to escape from as early as I could remember. My father was very, very aggressive, very, very abusive. And when he wasn't abusing, he was...
You could take that off the screen too whenever you get the chance. So now this oppressor, now listen, these oppressors, you want to know why our communities have gone to absolute trash and absolute garbage, and our families are full of child molesters and child molestation, is because we learned these kind of behaviors from terrible white men like this white man's father that was just on the screen. He was an abusive father. He was very abusive and very aggressive. And when he was not, and when he was there, he was neglecting his child. And because of so, when he was no longer there, it taught his son to look for love in all the wrong places. He looked for love and he looked for fatherhood and coaches and I believe Cub Scout leaders, and they molested that boy. Let me tell you something. White boys are known to be molested. They are being molested like there is no tomorrow because white men are disgusting. Right. They lead on the child molester board. They lead in child molestation. They lead in sexual assault. They lead in RAPE. Yeah, I pray that everybody understands that. I hope you guys can fathom such a thing. All right. Don't allow the news. Don't allow these let me see, this propaganda convince you that black men, black fathers, and Latino Native American men and fathers are the worst fathers. And we're all child molesters and child abusers, and we're all on the sex offenders list. That's not true. These white men, these oppressors, are on the leaderboards. You understand? It's like as if they have a Call of Duty kill streak. You know what I'm saying? They are on the leaderboards. You can't. There's no number that compares to how much they got going on in their communities, and they sweep it under the rug, just like how the Christian church sweeps it under the rug. Well, that's where the Black Christian church got it from. They got it from our oppressors. And Sister Tazarai said, "Masalamka Shalamya Tawab, the water."
Salaki, sir.
Please,
if I may, white men absolutely hate their families.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely hate them, and they treat their families like a thing.
Yes,
it's like when they lose their jobs, right?
That's right.
I can't remember who brought that. I think that was Captain Atazak. He brought it out, or one of the brothers brought it out. But they did the class about how white men Officer Kazaka Ahmad, about the family annihilator.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I would tell anybody to go and watch that class, because that is exactly how a white man treats his family. If something goes wrong with his life, he automatically takes it out on his family.
That's right.
He loses his job. The first thing he thinks is, my wife is going to leave me. She's going to leave. She's going to take what I have, what I've worked for. So I'm going to take her out and the kids.
That's right.
You know, that is a spirit that is real heavy in the earth. And what a lot of our brothers and sisters don't pay attention to, like yourself too. Mm-hmm. But it's just important and imperative that we understand when brothers, you know, say we get this from such and such, mm-hmm. we're talking about the spirit that it puts out, that they put into the earth.
That's right.
You know, they didn't come to and to this extent to where in the early video, the first video, where they teach us to do.
Correct.
So
that's
you know, this is a heavy class.
And give that brother a hand. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so that's something that we need to understand as a people, as so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Don't allow these oppressors to convince you. Give me Psalm chapter 73, verse. We're going to start at verse 5. All right, Psalm chapter 73, verse 5. Like this is something to understand, right? Because we must know who these kind of people are. We must not listen to these people. We must not adhere to their ways. We must not allow them to convince us to be like them. The only way we are like them is because they brutalized and sexualized and abused us and sexually assaulted us to think, feel, and taste like them. We would not be like them if it wasn't for slavery. We would not be like them if it wasn't for all of their abuse and sexualization and brutalization. We would not be like them. I can assure you. This is why it's important to come back to the God of our forefathers and come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, which is the way of life that the Lord wants us to walk in. This is the path that the Lord wants us to walk. This is the street. This is the road that the Lord wants us to walk. Don't walk like them. Don't talk like them. You want to be absolutely opposite of these kind of people. Please let me know when you got it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 73, starting at verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Come. They are not in trouble as other men.
Don't think that these people are in trouble as other men. Now, the Lord is talking about our oppressor in this scripture. They are not in trouble as other men. Even though they may go through the same things that other people go through, they are not in trouble like other men. And the other men is talking about so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Their communities are full of child molesters. Our communities are full of child molesters. Even though their community is full of child molesters, they still have businesses. They still have resources. They still have opportunities. They're not going poor, even though their community is full of child molesters. There are people. There's a government that is there to protect them, even though their community is full of drugs, full of prostitution as well. They still have a military. They still have an army, a navy, a Marine Corps, an Air Force that's fighting for them. That's going into World War III as we speak, and we're prophesying about it, and we're watching it play out. The Bible says they are not in trouble as other men. That's something to understand. Now, when our communities are full of child molesters and child molestation, when our communities are full of homosexuality and lesbianism like theirs, this breaks up our family. It doesn't break up theirs. This breaks up our family. This causes evil. This brings forth evil. This brings forth violence. This brings forth so much disruption and disorder between each other, which ends up, of course, in shootings. It ends up in death. It ends up us going into prison. And these people know this. These oppressors know exactly what they are doing. There is an amendment that was passed, I believe the 13th or 14th Amendment. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say the 13th Amendment, where it says, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist in the United States of America except it be a punishment for a crime. So slavery was constitutionalized. That's your prison industry. That's your jail. That's your parole. That's your probation. That's you in and out of the county. That's you in and out of the courtroom if you're so-called Black, Latino, and Native American. That's why they set up the police department and the police force that stemmed from slave catching. Is because they want to destroy our families. And they did it by convincing us and by brutalizing us and sexualizing us and abusing us to think like them, to rationalize like them, to reason like them, to feel like them, to taste like them. I cannot express that enough. And so when the Bible says that these people are not troubled like other men, where it says they are not in trouble as other men, they're not in trouble like we are. We're the ones who have to worry about being pulled over and unalived at a traffic stop. We have to worry about going into the Walmart next day just to pick up groceries and some mass shooting occurs because some racist KKK Irish 19-year-old boy says, you know what, I hate my dad, I hate my mom, I'm gonna take it out on niggas. They don't have to worry about things like that the way we have to worry about it. The Lord is going to create a way for them to understand what they created for us. The Lord is going to do to them. And you heard it here first. When you start seeing mass shootings in their neighborhoods, when you start seeing their churches full of child molesters and broken homes and broken families, just know that's the Lord handing out justice and serving out justice. And the Lord will continue to serve out even more justice. But here's the requirement. Here's the stipulation. Here's the condition. We have to come back and serve him. That's right. We have to come back and keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, or the Lord will not continue to magnify justice against our people. There's going to come a time that the Lord is going to wipe these people out of the face of the earth. You're not even going to know they even exist. They're going to be a memory. And then years to come, they're not even going to be a memory. No one's going to know that these people have existed. That's what I want. That's what the Lord wants. All we have to do is come back to his laws, statutes, and commandments. Please continue.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Mm-hmm. Neither are they plagued like other men. They don't suffer at the rate that we do when it comes to illnesses, when it comes to diseases, when it comes to STIs and STDs. Because we have gone astray and followed after them, and we took on their customs and their culture and their way of life, and we start to think like them and reason like them and rationalize like them, and addition to that, have sex like them. Now our communities are full of STIs and STDs, and we've become number one in everything. But they suffer from that too, though. They're having orgies. They're having threesomes. They own the porno industry, the pornography industry. They are in charge of human trafficking and sex trafficking girls and women of all races, of all nationalities. That's what the mafia is doing right now as we speak. The Jewish mafia, the Italian mafia, and a little bit of the Irish mafia, their number one money market to make money is human trafficking and sex trafficking women and little girls, and harvesting organs of little Black, Latina, and Native American girls. That's what the mafia is in charge of right now. The mafia is still generating billions of dollars off of crimes. However, you'll be the one with a RICO charge. You'll be the one as a Black, Latino, Native American with a RICO charge. You'll be the one investigated when it comes to all the crimes you commit. You'll be audited when it comes to all of the money you make and where all of your money came from. But they'll rarely go into the pockets and the banks of these rich white men who are making hundreds and thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and damn near trillions of dollars that come from human trafficking and sex trafficking women and little girls. The Bible says they are not plagued like other men as well. All right. Take me to my they're not plagued like other men either. Bubble Quashad, take me to the next video. Salakia. But we're going to get more into this, man. We're going to talk about how our oppressors came together and oppressed so-called Black, Latino, and Native American families policy-wise through their legislation, please.
Government once penalized Black families for having fathers in the home, and the effects are still felt today. During the 1960s and 70s, public assistance programs such as welfare and housing included what was called the man in the house rule. Under this rule, a woman could not receive government assistance if a man, even the father of her children, was living in a home. This forced thousands of Black families into a heartbreaking choice: stay together and struggle financially, or separate so the mother and the children could receive benefits. For many Black fathers, this meant 1, being forced out of their own homes, 2, struggling with unemployment due to discrimination, and 3, watching their families suffer economically despite their best efforts. Even though the rule was eventually struck down, the damage was already done. It contributed to generational poverty. Instead of building Black wealth, Black families had to survive on unstable government aids. It contributed to fatherless households. This policy incentivized single-parent homes, leading to a rise in a father absence. And then 3, mass incarceration. As economic opportunities shrank for Black men, many were funneled into the prison system. How does it still affect us today? Well, Black families still face economic disadvantages due to lost generational wealth. The stereotype of the absent Black father was largely created by policies like this, not by...
All right. So we're going to pause it right there, of course. Well, you can take it down. You can exit it out and take it off the screen. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about, and in the meantime, give me Galatians. Let me see. No, not Galatians. James chapter 1, verse 27. We're going to get that. All right. So now I'm sure a lot of us are aware of welfare and government assistance and how they ran game on Black, Latino, and Native American women throughout the 60s and the 70s. And now, of course, in the 80s and 90s, our people became heroin and crack babies. All right. I'm not sure if y'all are aware of that, but a lot of our parents were crackheads because of welfare, because of government assistance programs. A lot of men who were kicked out of home, all right, they faced discrimination of getting a job, and also by doing so, while they faced discrimination of finding jobs and getting jobs, simultaneously our oppressors pushed drugs into our community for us to make money as men. And while we took this opportunity to make money by being the pushermen, the drug dealers, the plug, whatever the case it may be, right? Moving whatever work you're gonna move, right? That ruined our community by creating drug addicts and people addicted to drugs, which caused them to not be able to function in society and get actual real jobs when the opportunity did present itself, which was like 20 years later in the late 90s and early 2000s. It was 30 years of drug dealers making out to be drug addicts. And then when Reagan hit office, then he was stricter on crime and he went to war on drugs and locked up and incarcerated so many Black men and Latino Native American men. The same drugs that white men, the CIA, and the mafia pushed into our communities. This was all happening during the time of welfare and policies and legislation in relation to government assistance of forcing Black, Latino, and Native American women to not, that required them to not have a man in their home, especially the biological father of those children she had children with. It's great. Or the biological father that she had children with. It's absolutely insane and crazy when you think about it. And so when you go to James chapter 1, verse 27, let's go ahead and read it when you get the chance.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 27. Pure religion and undefiled before the Most High and the Father is this.
So now start from the top. It says what?
Pure religion.
Now, pure religion. Now, pure religion, pure meaning like this is at its purest form. It's completely clean. It's completely untouched. Like it's the pure, like nothing has infiltrated it. Nothing has made it dirty. There's nothing added to it. It's completely pure. Now, religion, the word religion is in the Bible. And the word religion comes from the Greek word religios, meaning to hold back. And so the Lord said, pure religion is this. Meaning, if there was anything that was going to hold you back, allow it to be pure. That's what the Lord is saying right here. If there was anything that was going to hold you back, religios, if there was anything that was going to hold you back or hold you down, allow it to be pure. Go ahead.
And undefiled before the Most High and the Father is this.
Go ahead.
To visit the fatherless.
Now, allow this to hold you back. Visit the fatherless. We must, as a people now in 2026, we must visit the fatherless. We must go into our communities and raise up these Black women and Black children, Latino women, Latino children, Native American women, and Native American children to be who the Lord intended them to be and want them to be. Don't allow this society to corrupt you. Don't allow the Christian church to corrupt you. Don't allow Islam to corrupt you. Don't allow these customs and these theologies corrupt you. Don't allow these other ways of life like Buddhism and being centric and all these other things corrupt you. Be who the Lord required us to be. None of these other religions that hold us back do us any benefit. Christianity holds us back to the point where we join ourselves to our oppressors and we now learn his ways, and now we learn his reasoning, his thought process, the way he processes anger, the way he or she processes their emotions. We have now developed, because we joined ourselves to them, we developed their way of thinking, the way they reason and the way they make decisions and how they handle family issues and how they handle marriages. And along those lines, those are the things that hold us back, because what works for them does not work for us. The Lord required us to not get a divorce. The Lord required us to not separate. The Lord required us to not be a homosexual. The Lord required us to not be a lesbian. The Lord required us to not be a gang member. The Lord required us to not commit acts of violence. The Lord required us to not unalive each other and shoot each other. The Lord required us to not run drills on each other and run licks on each other. The Lord required us to not steal from each other. The Lord required our women to not be prostitutes, sluts, and whores and 304's. The Lord required our women to not be escorts and prostitutes. The Lord required our women to be a wife and to be a mother. That's who the Lord required us to be. That's what the Lord required our women to be. Like, the Christian church takes advantage of the fatherless. Go ahead.
Come. And widows in their affliction.
In their what?
In their affliction.
In their affliction is talking about their oppression, the terrible things that are happening to them. The Christian church, these Christian pastors, these bishops, these Christian bishops, these Christian deacons, these Christian evangelists, they take advantage of the fatherless and the widows, the women without men. They go to church. We've been conditioned to go to church every Sunday because of slavery, because of oppression, because of all of the terrible things our oppressor goes to us. The only sense of relief we had at one point was the Christian church and going to church every Sunday. And that became tradition. You don't even have to believe in God, and you don't have to know what the Bible says. It has now become tradition to go to church every single Sunday, because you know when you go to church every Sunday, you're going to hear something that gives you relief from the pain and the suffering and the agony that white men and women put you through day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second. You go every Sunday. And these pastors know you're going to come to their church online or in person every single Sunday. And they're not going to actually tell you what you need to know in order to live and to survive. They're not going to keep you safe from the danger that you suffer every single day of your life. What they're going to do is take your money, because that's what they want you there for. They want your tithes and they want your offering. They do not have your best interest in mind. They don't have your well-being in mind. All they have in mind is your money and your tail if you give it up to them. That's all they're worried about. They're not worried about anything else. They don't care how you live day by day. They're not worried about your health. They're not worried about what kind of decisions are you making. They're not worrying about how you rationalize situations. They're not worried about how you handle your emotions day to day. They're not worried about any of that. They just want to give you a good message, take your money, take your offering, and if you're going to pop that tail to them when the time comes, I guess they got their erections ready. If they're a pastor or a bishop or a deacon, they have it ready for you. That's all. Tithes, offerings, and dick. That's all you're going to find in the Christian church if you're going to the pastor, the deacon, or the bishop. Excuse my language. Please continue reading.
Come. And to keep himself unspotted from the world.
You want to be unspotted from the world, meaning you want to take all that the world has taught you and all that the world has made you believe. You want to clean it out of your system. You want to absolutely get rid of it, because the Lord requires us to be unspotted from the world. If the world is gangbanging, then maybe you should not be gangbanging. If the Lord is committing acts of violence, then maybe you should not commit acts of violence. If the world is committing abortions, then maybe you should not be committing abortions. If the Lord is stealing and robbing and running licks, then maybe you should not be robbing and stealing and running licks. Maybe those are things that you should not be doing. That's it on that, right?
Come.
Please take me to the next video.
Come.
The water, bubble push up.
It's like it, sir, if I may.
Please, if you have anything to say on it, please.
This class is super heavy because another thing, what it means to be unspotted from the world and what it's talking about, and especially just specifically on being, you know, fathers to the fatherless, you know what I'm saying, and protectors and judges of widows. This absolutely means that men, whether married or not,
that's right.
You understand? A woman and a child has to always have access to another man.
That's right.
Whether he is her husband or whether if it's that child's father, because we settle for figures.
That's right.
There's a such thing as a figurehead. You understand what I'm saying? And our people have this thing where we don't have to listen to anybody. And this is how we know that that we are the people in the Bible and these rules existed. You know what this is? This is this remember when I don't know if a lot of brothers and sisters grew up with that, but I came up in the time right still in the same time where if you was outside or somebody else seen you doing something you weren't supposed to, they got on your behind right there.
That's right.
And then when they got on your behind, they took you to your mama and your daddy, your grandma, whoever you was living with, they took you to them. And then you got another spanking.
That's right.
You understand? That's what it means. It takes a village.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? And like this is a real heavy topic, sir.
Damn right.
Real heavy topic.
Damn right. Go ahead and play that video.
Okay, here we go.
And in the meantime, give me Romans chapter 7, verse 12.
Romans 7, 12. All right.
Yes. Johnson came in and in the 60s with the poverty program.
Lyndon Johnson?
Yes. Johnson came in and what happened was the social scientists who were pushing socialism on America, Cloud and Piven at Columbia, said if you disconnect work from income, then school dropout rates will increase, drug addiction, all of those things. And so what the government did was offer welfare as an alternative to a man in the house. We relaxed the rules. We separated work from income, and as a consequence, that was supported by the Black Power movement. But all of that changed in the 60s with the poverty program.
Lyndon Johnson?
Yes. Johnson came in and what happened was the social scientists who were pushing socialism on America, Cloud and Piven at Columbia, said if you disconnect work from income, then school dropout rates will increase, drug addiction, all of those things. And so what the government did was offer welfare as an alternative to a man in the house. We relaxed the rules. We separated work from income, and as a consequence, that was supported by the Black Power movement. But all of that changed in the 60s with the poverty program.
Now, you had something to say. You can also take it off the screen as well. I'm not sure if you had something to say on that. I thought you were had something to say.
Nah, I don't want.
Okay, no sweat. Okay, so let it play twice because I want y'all to focus on something that I may have heard. Can y'all point out what y'all heard instinctively? What stood out in that last video? What stood out in that last video? And yeah, I want Romans 7 and 12, and then after that, we're gonna go right into we're gonna go into the law. We're gonna go right into the law. Give them a little bit of time. We'll get Leviticus 20 and 26 after this. But in the meantime, y'all can just tell me what y'all heard out of those videos, but I'm going to talk about what I heard the most. So this is what I heard. If a black or Latino Native American man stayed in the home, then that would fix the high school or school dropout problem, and it would fix the drug addiction problem. That's what I heard. And addition to that, what I also heard was the Black Power movement supported the welfare legislation at that time. Now, the reason why I want to bring that out, right? Welfare was an alternative to a man in the house. That is true. He directly said welfare was an alternative to a man being in the house. And the Black Power movement backed that up. During this time, this is when the Black Power movement was being infiltrated by white men and women. That Black Power movement was it stood real strong, and it was mostly pushed by the Black Panther movement. But because of interracial marriage and wanting to have sex with white women and wanting to still somehow integrate with our oppressors, the Black Power movement supported this act against Black men and Black women, Black, Latino, and Native American families, and now we're completely separated. Take me to my first scripture, Romans.
The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy.
Now the Bible says the law is holy. Now this is in the New Testament. The New Testament is talking about law. Like, you cannot run away from law no matter what testament you're in. You can try to run to the New Testament all you want as a Christian, all you want as a Presbyterian, all you want as a Southern Baptist Convention, all you want as a Salvation Army, all you want as a 7 Days Adventist, all you want as a Baptist, a Methodist, a Pentecostal, no matter a Lutheran, no matter what or who you want to be in that Christian faith. You cannot run away from law in the New Testament. Continue.
Come. And the commandments holy.
And the commandments are indeed holy, please.
And just.
And they are indeed just, meaning there's no injustice being done. They are just. They are right. Go ahead.
And good.
And good. Now take me to the law that I want in Leviticus. I believe it's chapter 20 and 26. I want Leviticus chapter 20 and 26. This is in the law. This is the law. This is the commandments that are just and good, like the New Testament said, that Paul wrote to Israelites in Rome. Please.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
The Lord said, ye shall be holy unto me. Holy means to be separate, to be divided. Go ahead.
For I, the Most High, am holy.
For I am holy. Please, one more time.
For I, the Most High, am holy.
For I, the Most High, is holy. Please.
And have severed you from other people.
This is what it means to be holy. Tell any Christian, this is the definition of the word holy. So when you see that word holy in front of something, it's talking about being severed from other people. It's talking about being separated and divided from other people. Because if you do not separate yourself from other people, if you do not divide yourself from other people, if you do not separate yourself from other people, then you, as a Black man or Latino and Native American man that supports the Black Power movement, will also support your oppressors in relation to passing legislation that will destroy your families, like the welfare and government assistance. Please.
Okay. That ye should be mine.
That ye shall be what?
Mine.
Shall be what?
Mine.
Like, this is how we become the Lord's. We must be severed from other people. Don't allow anyone convince you that you can be integrated and join yourself to other races and nations of people, and addition to that, be the Lord's. That is not being biblically accurate. All right. The Lord said in his words, which is in the Bible, that we must sever ourselves from other nations and races of people because he severed us from other people. That's what it means to be holy. Welfare would not have affected so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans the way that it did if we were taught to be holy. The only reason why our people, there was a select few of leaders within the Black, Latino, and Native American community who wanted to be integrated with our oppressors because they wanted to have sex with our oppressors. And because of so, they forfeited the protection of the Most High. Right here, the 50s and throughout the 60s and the early 70s was a pinnacle point of the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American community. Only if we decided to just be for us and only us, we would be better off today. And we would be able to see what the Lord wanted us to see, which is how vile and disgusting our oppressor is. Because we are so integrated and so diverse and so intertwined in their communities, their society, and their families, we don't see how terrible they are. We think these are good people, and they're so nice, they're so sweet, they're so kind. But as a whole, their people are so vile and so disgusting and so horrible, and they're a horrific kind of people. They're insidious. They're perfidious. All right, please go ahead.
Like, sir, man, listen, man, this is heavy, man. Like what you saying is so true, and they show it. Like movies like Forrest Gump,
right?
When he at the end, when he finally got with Jenny, you see them where with the Black Panther Party.
Facts.
All they was doing was just sleeping with Jenny. Jenny was being passed around by a white man. At that. You understand?
Right.
Just passing around all of those movements, the Vietnam movement and all of those so-called displays of going against them and all those protests and riots and stuff. It was all a big junkie convention.
Facts.
That's how half of our people got put on the drugs, like heroin.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We going to Woodstock. Right. All of these concerts and things were supposed to be held in protest against what America was doing, when all it was just big orgies and drug addicts coming together, and our people wanted to be a part of that.
Right.
You understand? So this is real heavy, sir. Real heavy.
Damn right. Give that brother a hand, because that's absolutely true. You know what I'm saying? Now, once again, these people are an insidious kind of people. They're a perfidious kind of people. They are untrustworthy, and they're disgusting at heart. They're an absolute abomination. That's why the Lord did not want us to join them whatsoever. And that's something to truly understand. And that's truly something to fathom. We would not be in the conditions that we are in now if it wasn't for disgusting orgy, sex-wanting leaders like Martin Luther King, and your Al Sharptons and your Jesse Jacksons and the leaders of the Black Panther Party. We would not be in the conditions that we are in today if it wasn't for them. Like the Black Power movement got infiltrated by disgusting, lustful Black men following after more disgusting, abominable, loathful white men. That's what the Black Power movement was infiltrated by. Please go to the next video. I think the next video might be a little comical. Which one is it? Oh yeah, now this one's a little comical. All right, this one's going to be a little. And now I'm gonna prepare y'all. It's going to be a funny video, but he's talking from a real life experience of what he went through. I believe this whenever juke joints was going on. This was probably the 60s and the 70s. I believe juke joints still down south. We were still in juke joints out in the 60s and the 70s. And he's going to tell somewhat of a funny story of what welfare created and what our oppressors created and what the Christian church created. Please play the video.
See things the way y'all see things, because I lived a different life. To you, that's your nana, that's your grandma. She ain't nothing like that to me. Y'all like to say Big Mama always made a way. She may not have had no money, but she found a way to make a way. She didn't find no way to make a way. She made her way over to that bedroom. and picked up that money off that nightstand. That moo she wears, she flip it up in the back and she lean her ass against that wall. That's what your grandma did. Now you go in there and ask her, Grandma, how'd you make away? Why you think my work uniforms was hanging up on that clothesline and I ain't never once lived over there? That Cadillac pull up, she know what time it is. That's why y'all had y'all ass in the bed, or your mamas them had your ass in the bed. Now go ask your grandma about that. So everybody wanna exaggerate. Your grandma sat her ass in that juke joint, sipping on water, waiting on a player to buy her a drink. She ain't have no money for no drink. She want to hear her favorite song. She ain't got no money for the jukebox. That's what your grandma was in there doing, waiting on a nigga with a van with a fifth wheel on back and a little bitty ladder. That's what your grandma was doing. Sometimes we ain't even make it to the house. She be in the back of that van. I pull up to the damn juke joint. Somebody already been and got her. I see that van just a rocking and a rocking. I know your grandma was in there getting that rent money. I used to be so happy when the first of the month came up. People think I was happy because it was Black History Month. Now I knew it was the shortest month of the year, and your grandma wasn't gonna have that rent money, and I was gonna have me a time. Now go ask your nana about that. You can't expect me to see the world how you see the world because I lived a different life. You see her as special. I don't see her as special. See things the way y'all see things, and I ain't gonna never see things the way y'all see things.
All right. Now I know it was a little bit of a funny video. So, you know what I'm saying? I know it was funny, you know what I'm saying? Because, old brothers old country brothers don't care about what they say, all right? However, the seriousness within the video I wanted to point out is that don't allow the generation that came before us make you believe that they were just a better generation. All right. They were oppressed too. They were sexually abused and they were traumatized too. All right. And they're the reason why the generation today is so terrible. Because granddad is literally speaking in the video how big mama, grandma, and most of our nanas was out there throwing tail in a circle to get rent paid. Why? Because the government failed them. Because the Christian church failed them, made them believe that they could be an independent Black woman and raise kids on their own. That's the truth behind it. And of course, granddad being lust driven and being just as sick as our oppressors took advantage of a woman like that. Right. You understand? I know it was funny. I get it. It's a little bit of a laugh. I understand. But that brother is sick. You understand? That's how our oppressors conditioned our men to think and to believe and how to move. Just like that. Oh, you don't got rent? How about you give me a little bit of play and I slide you 500 and you'll be good. Like that's the kind of stuff our oppressors did to Black women. Give me Leviticus chapter where it says prostitute not thy daughter. I believe that's going to be Leviticus chapter 19 verse 29. I believe it's Leviticus chapter 16 verse 29. Let me see. 19 verse 29. You got it? Come on. Yeah. Like we really got to understand this. You know what I'm saying? Right, exactly. Grandma was throwing them draws like baseballs. Exactly. It's crazy out there. Like don't allow grandma to make you believe that she was such a strong, independent Black woman and she was able to do all bad by herself. All jokes aside, grandma was a 304. She was an old hoe doing old tricks. That's it. Please. Go ahead.
Listen, man. And you want to know something? This is further proof that this is when we say that we've been taught this. Mm-hmm. This is a spirit that has been put out in the earth.
That's right.
How do we know this? They take advantage of our poverty.
That's right.
To attack our families, they had to impoverish us. That's why they didn't let us have Black Wall Street.
That's right.
When a community is established, it is established by men.
That's right.
Households are established by men.
That's right.
If you take the men out of the house, you take the men out of the community, the men were the ones who were going to work.
That's right.
So when you separate that, you make the woman poor.
That's right.
You make her poor.
Right.
You impoverish her.
That's right.
And then you say, listen, we'll give you welfare.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? We'll give you money to not allow him to be in the home.
That's right.
And now what happens? The Arab comes in your neighborhood, builds a store. He sets prices on high.
That's right.
And when you have children, sister, with no man in that house, now you have to go to that Arab and you have to pull your moo up.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Granny.
That's right.
You have to put your hands on the wall and let a filthy, stinking Arab have sex with you for Pampers.
That's right. Sad.
You understand? It's just pimping and whoring you out. That is what the white man has made our women.
That's right.
And what that, and Ottawa, you hit it on the point, and I wanted to bring that out earlier because, and I just sat and kept it to myself. But this goes to a lot of you brothers.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing wrong with helping a woman without having sex with her.
That's right.
Stop being so goddamn disgusting.
That's right.
Why don't you tell her, here, take the money, sis, make better choices. And this goes for you sisters too, if you have a brother in the UPK. Stay in your place.
That's right.
If he's speaking to a woman on the phone, it's not always to sleep with her. It is to help her. She needs help. She doesn't know what to do. Stop being so unsisterly. Right. This just pissed me off.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because I've seen this.
Mm-hmm.
Time and time again. I've robbed stores for doing this to our women. I'm talking about lay it down, Abdul. Because this is what they do. And this right here, this is man, listen, Salakia, sir.
No,
but this is for real, man. We gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no joke no more. It never was a joke, but it's not even a joke now because this is what's going on. You got brothers who are trying to make it up.
That's right.
Brothers who are trying to do right, but you won't let them do right because the spirit that the white man has put on our people to just be so filthy and disgusting to each other is so strong.
Damn right.
We gotta find the common ground.
Damn
the
right.
water for this class, sir.
No,
the water.
The water to you. You know what I'm saying? That's a heavy point. You know what I'm saying? And so we just gotta get right. All right. You got that scripture for me?
Come on, sir. The book of Leviticus.
Please.
Chapter 19, verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
The Bible says what?
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Like there's a way to prostitute your daughter if you are not careful. You think prostituting your daughter is just teaching her how to have sex for money. But that's not what makes a prostitute in Israel. A prostitute or a whore in Israel is a woman having sex with multiple men or just even one man outside of the man she already had sex with. That's what makes a woman a slut or some 304. All right. You don't want to be a HOE. You don't want to be a 304 if you're a sister. And there's a way to condition a sister to be such a thing. And the Christian church does it. And Big Mama has done it through our oppressors conditioning them. When you teach those little girls talking about, hey, listen, if you not married, you single. If you haven't put a ring on it, then if he hasn't put in a ring on it, you're single. You too young to be just with one man, or you too young, you should be playing the field. What you talking about only having one boyfriend? You should have many boyfriends. You're only 22. You're only 24. Like you have so much life to live. Live your life, girl. What they do? Period T, whatever the hell they say after that. They got that from Big Mama. They got that from Nana back in the day. That's where they got it from. And she got it from being pimped out and whored out by white, disgusting white men. Terrible, horrible, disgusting white men. You understand? And those same white men conditioned us, black men, to be the same way, which we were never supposed to follow suit. We were never supposed to go down that road. We were never supposed to walk down that path. That was never our journey to journey to go on. And so the Bible says what? One more time.
Come on, come. Ye shall not Slacky. Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Freeze, go ahead.
To cause her to be a whore.
To cause her to be what?
To be a whore.
To be a what?
To be a whore.
To be a what?
To be a whore.
This is something to not be proud of. Like, we're living in the new age where being a 304 or being a whore is something to be proud of. Like, there are men and women now lifting up the idea and lifting these women up and giving them the idea to be a proud slut, to be a proud 304, to be a proud hoe. The Lord is completely against that. That's why our communities are destroyed. And it's because of welfare. It's because of government assistance. It's because of disgusting Christian leaders and Christian deacons and Christian bishops and Christian evangelists running game on our sisters, on our Black, Latina, and Native American women. That's the only reason why it's happening. Please continue.
Come on, come. Lest the land fall to whoredom.
Lest the what?
Lest the land fall to whoredom.
I want you to stop right there. I'm gonna show you how the land falls to whoredom. Now, there's a I don't think there's another video. Go back, go out, and I believe it's the one right above that one. Is it? Let me see.
That's for having sex with baby.
No, actually, go to the image. Go. I'm gonna use that one last. Go to the go to the image where it says yeah. So now, zoom in before you go. Zoom in a little bit, just so it can be on the screen pretty well. Hit it like about twice. Keep going. One more time. I think that'll do. That's perfect. Now go. Now put that on the screen. Now read the scripture one more time before you make it. Before you share the screen. Where I left off, or where we left off.
Come. Lest the land fall to whoredom.
Lest the land fall to whoredom. Now, whoredom is men having sex with a bunch of women and not keeping them, and women leaving men and jumping from man to man to man. That's what whoredom looks like. Now, I'm going to give you an example of what whoredom looks like, and no one even knows how it looks like. All right? I want you guys to take a good look of what whoredom looks like. This is what whoredom looks like right here. I kid you not. This is what whoredom actually looks like. There are Facebook pages that women are creating looking to see if they are sharing their man. Mind you, these are the kind of women who've shared their body with every man and woman possible. And they've shared their body with so many men and so many women that they now must share their body with inanimate objects that vibrate and have different settings. These are the kind of women who are creating these kind of chats right here. I came across this today. Cap sent this to me because he came across it. I looked at it and I said, by God. Sisters are taking pictures of their man and seeing if they're being shared or not, if they're sharing their man. I'm sure my photo might be in there. Just kidding. My photo might be leaked out there somewhere, right? Nah, listen. Listen, all jokes aside, like, this is horrible. Like, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible and horrible. Like, we gotta realize, like, we have to step away from this type of lifestyle. You have something to say on this?
Man, listen, man. Listen, man, this class got to be on repeat, man, because listen, man, look what it says. It says this group is for women that are dating in the Hampton Roads area, including Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Hampton, Richmond, Suffolk, and Chesapeake. This is an entire, this isn't just a community. These bitches are in different area codes. Like, and then it's letting you know, no men allowed, because guess what? Just like how it popped up on whatever screen, it'll pop up to their men. Because listen, man, the thing about it is this, man. Like, all women have to hide. You understand? They have to hide everything that they do outside of, what we can't see. And it's basically the only thing they're hiding is being whores.
Absolutely.
Trying to like this, and this is evil and wicked because guess what? They trying to see, well, let me see who he bothering. Let me see who he messing with. You see what I'm saying? Let me see who he dealing with. When white women, right? Not only do their husbands have other women, they call them mistresses, that he goes and sees every week. He also has a man he's sleeping with. But they will have our women, and I guarantee you, we can't go in because it's private, but I guarantee you, it's all Black Hispanic women.
That's a fact.
I guarantee you. And our women sit and berate Black men, Hispanic men for having more than one woman. You understand? When the white woman is putting up with her husband, sleeping with her brother.
And child.
And child.
And dog.
And the dog. And another woman. And something in between, which we have yet to name.
Right.
The white man is trying to have sex with a computer. Literally. This is and by him doing that, the spirit he's put into this earth is our women have sex with computers now. Like, we gotta understand this, man. Like, if y'all just pay attention, man, like this is what all this is, man. Listen, man. Go.
So like,
I rest my case.
Listen, give also Yaquab a hand because that's an absolute fact. What? And listen, I feel bad for you brothers out there in the world. Y'all probably going through so much hell. And I really, and you know who I really feel for is sisters. Right. Like you Black, Latina, Native American sisters out there, y'all women out there, you really have it rough because white men and the Christian church lied to you. Completely lied to you to the point where now your body has become subject to being passed around the neighborhood like a bag of potato chips or a bag of popcorn at a new movie theater that just opened up. That's exactly what's going on. And it's such a horrible feeling. You know how many sisters that have called the school and I had to counsel them because they are sick and tired of having sex with multiple men because they can't find a man who only wants them and they believe that they're not enough. When the Lord said, sis, you are enough. You are absolutely enough. And guess what, sis? That does not mean he doesn't love you. He loves you dearly and you are enough. That has nothing to do with him getting another woman. Please, brother.
It's a lock, sir, if I could. Captain Atazak at camp this week. It was some sisters.
Oh, yeah.
This is why this class is so heavy.
Forget about it.
You understand?
You just jogged up my memory.
The sisters came to the camp. And when Cap was over at the table
with a baby,
and the sister was explaining to Cap, like, listen, man, like I didn't know that I needed a man. I didn't know that I was supposed to have a man in the household. And the sister lost her job, and now the sister is on the streets. These sisters are walking around with children, might I add, are little girls and little boys. But if you notice, sir, did you notice the majority of those little children that were out in D.C. this weekend, they were all girls?
Yep.
Those little girls were dressed so provocative. And amongst those little girls, not only did I see provocative behavior with the way they were dressed, there was a lesbian with them. At least one in every group.
Yes, yeah, I saw that too.
Those were 10, 11, 12, and 13-year-old children outside at 9 o'clock.
Right.
In Washington, D.C. in downtown.
That's what whoredom looks like.
That's what whoredom looks like.
Exactly what it looks like.
And the sister was at the table like, these grown men are walking around running in the same circles, not because they knew them or they were friends, but because they had nowhere to go because the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of.
Damn right.
You understand? So, man, this is a very,
listen, give that brother a hand. Give that brother a hand. And now you can take this off the screen, right? If you can, you can take this off the screen, and I want you to play a video because this is the results of this picture right here. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so terrible, I can't, brother. I was making a joke, right? Because I was like, man, I've seen so many little girls dressed the way they are and act the way they are. I gotta go home and beat my daughter just in case.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta punish my daughter just in case so she don't act like that or behave in such a way. Now, of course, that's not what I've done. That's not what I'm going to do. The point of my statement was to make sure my daughter does not become something like that. All right. Because our daughter should never be in that state. and our sisters and our women should never be in that state. Now, here's the result of this picture. Go to the go back to the email, and I want to say the one that's right there. Yep, that one right there. That's perfect. All right, we're gonna go here. I want you to share the screen on this one. Just exit that, and then pause it, and then you're gonna have to unmute it too whenever you can. You might have to do that again. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
There you go.
Now, this video is horrific. All right. Like, this video is horrendous. I mean, I couldn't even imagine. You can go ahead and play it. So wind it back. Yeah, and you're gonna have to unmute it.
Come on, God.
Yep, it's okay.
Oh my God, Coy, get her. Oh my God, Coy, get her. Coy, get her. Coy, stop. Coy. This way. Fucking my baby daddy. Coy, get down.
Just a reminder, I was wondering if we could stop right there because you know they'll flag you for violent video.
Oh, that's it. Most High Christ. The water for that. The water. They'll flag you for violent videos.
Man, listen.
The water for that, though.
They'll try to flag you for it.
Hey, nothing wrong with it. All right. The water for that. Now, sister said that's terrible. Acting like savages for what? Well, I'll tell you for what. There is a reason. there is a reason. So if you guys heard in the video, she was whooping that sister's tail because her best friend apparently had sex with her baby daddy, right? Now, I'm not here to encourage brothers to have sexual relations with the best friends of your woman. That's not what I'm advocating here. All right. However, this kind of behavior is only happening because the Christian church has taught us and white society has taught us that a man cannot have more than one wife. It's just simply that, because this would have happened regardless if it was a best friend or not. Allow me to free you guys from this mindset. Some will say, well, this only happened because it was her best friend. This would have happened if it was a stranger.
Right.
This would have happened if this was a coworker. This would have happened if it was someone this woman just never knew. It's simply because she's been conditioned to believe that she has the right to beat up another woman for having the man that she has, when really every woman has the right and the freedom to have your husband, to have your man, if she does not have a man herself. I'll repeat that one more time. Every woman on the planet who's so-called Black, Latino, and Native American has the right to have your Black, Latino, Native American man, as long as she does not have a Black, Latino, and Native American man, or I guess like any other race of a man in this case, of her own. It's just that simple. I know it's a hard truth. And so read that scripture one more time. This is what happens when our nation and the land falls to whoredom. It says, prostitute not thy daughter. Go ahead.
Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness.
Full of what?
Wickedness.
Full of what?
Wickedness.
We were just watching the wickedness right there. Like, that was wickedness. A woman wanting to beat up another sister, a sister wanting to beat up another sister, pull her hair, cause concussions, cause her hair being pulled out, maybe a busted nose, a busted lip, trauma to the head, trauma to the shoulder, trauma to the back, trauma to the ankles and the legs and the knees. That's what wickedness looks like. Wanting to shoot, wanting to unalive another sister simply because she is with your man as well. Here's why you would want to do something like that as a woman. You are insecure. You are not confident enough, right? You are not confident enough to understand that your man isn't going to leave you if he gets another woman. You want to know why? Here's the secret. You're a bitch. That's it. That's the secret. Okay, there you go. That's the secret. So like it. That's it. That's why you're insecure. That's why you're afraid, because you are the terrible wife. You're the terrible woman. And he's going to find a better woman than you. That's what he's going to do. He's going to find a woman who's not going to fuss at him, who's going to know how to communicate, who knows how to not call other niggas, who knows how to cook, who knows how to clean, who knows how to keep a house in order in relation to how a woman is to do, knows how to take care of children. He's going to find a woman just like that. And you're going to be the woman that he never talks to. It wouldn't have to be like that if you were just that kind of woman too. Then there could be a schedule created. Then he wouldn't have to not say, you know what, man, I don't want to go over there. I'm going to wait 4 or 5 days to go over there. This house is she always got something. She's always a problem. She always got something to say. Now with that being said, I'm talking about just certain situations. All right. Now, some things, all right, some things just need to be learned over time. Some things just need to be taught. I know some of y'all sisters are out there. You guys are coming out, shedding yourself of the world and coming into the truth. So make sure you do your 90 days and stay strong. And up to a year, continue to shed yourself of the world. I know there's some sisters who are still working on them, I guess. No sweat. All right. But I'm just trying to give you the secret of why your husband does not like you. And I'm just letting you know why he doesn't want to see you and why he completely loathes the idea. Like, listen, he's looking at his phone right now. Damn, she's calling. Damn. Can't have nothing to myself. Damn. Hello? Yes, of course. Yes, I'll be home. No, I'm not with anyone. No, who is that in the back? That's my friend. She hung up. Damn. It was just music playing in the background. Like, he doesn't want to go home to that. He does not want to come home to such a dragon or some monster. All right? Don't be the woman he loathes coming home to. That's all I'm getting to. Is there real quick, go back to the links real quick, just in case. I'm at 9 o'clock. I'm pretty much up on time, but I just want to make sure. Was there something else I needed to man, there's a good one too. I'm gonna play this video real quick. Play this video too. All right.
Right here?
Yeah. I meant to play it towards the beginning of class, but play that video too as well when you can. All right. Here's another video. Now this is some of y'all know Ugly Money. All right. He's a Ugly Money niche. He's a niche. He's a funny brother. I don't agree with everything that he says because obviously he's still in the world in some way, form, or fashion, of course. But the topic that they're talking about, I would like to just share a few of my points on it.
Sir.
Please.
Big Niche definitely watches the ISUPK.
Oh yeah, Big Niche definitely watches the ISUPK. Yeah, he indeed does.
He indeed does watch it. He's actually spit some of General Mahaiman's classes word for word on women.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm talking about word for word.
Absolutely.
You know, so he definitely does know about the school.
Oh yeah, he's indeed becoming a civilian.
Right.
In the nation. He may not he may become a soldier, who knows? You know, that'll be of the Lord, of course. But he's definitely a civilian paying attention and trying to learn. And so I think the only thing that, of course, his narrative is a man paying all the bills. That's his narrative because that's what the white man teaches.
Right.
But that's not a necessity. All right. That's not a necessity for a man to do. It's really best and more lucrative and more beneficial for men and women to work and come together and put their money together in one pot. Of course, that's in the Bible, and that's in Proverbs 31, which none of you sisters are. Maybe the sisters in the ISUPK are, but in the world, none of you sisters are Proverbs 31 sisters, even though y'all claim to be. And if you are, you must prove yourself to be one. All right, please play the video when you can.
This woman. You name one man that paid all your bills that didn't cheat?
Yes.
Why the fuck you ain't married him?
Because I was.
This woman found Barack Martin Luther King Jr. II, a black man that could pay all her bills and didn't have community dick, and you ain't married that nigga immediately? I'm sorry, ma'am. You found a unicorn in the garden and you didn't catch it. It's a bitch with that nigga right now, happy as fuck.
Yeah, ugly money. He just wanted to get married. I didn't want to get married. I was 20. I was young. How old was he? I ain't touched the streets yet. How old was he?
So you hold up. So you wanted?
I didn't want to be married. I didn't want to be married at 23. I just how old was he? With my master's degree, I wanted to.
You know when the best time for a woman to get married is?
What?
25.
I don't give a fuck. That's not my goal. It wasn't my goal.
Marriage is not a goal? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, what is the goal? I want to go outside. I haven't hit the streets yet. I want to be a 304 for at least 7 or 8 summers. Oh, I want to get flued out and cracked on balconies by various people that don't give a fuck about me. Oh, I want to go to the clinic at least 3 or 4 times in my lifetime. Not meaning you don't talk about people that think like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's goals, right? Hanging out the window with your ratchet ass friend. I want to at least sell some pussy one time in my lifetime. I want to at least have one transactional relationship. Ma'am, that is not goals. You know what's goals? Having a 2-parent household. Having a loving father and a loving mother and a loving child. Having a husband and a wife. Generational wealth. Cracking the same person repeatedly for years and years to come. And growing old and rocking in a rocking chair and that person wiping your ass when you get old. That's gold. Having so much fucking money saved up because you work together to goddamn create generational wealth. You leave your kids with motherfucking M's instead of a goddamn bill. That's gold.
Ugly money. You can pause it right there.
You just said it wasn't gold.
Now you can exit that out, but I mean, I guess stop sharing or whatever the case may be. Take it off the screen. I believe he summed up my class. I think he did. You let me know if I'm wrong. Of the icon, did he sum up the class? That's about. Okay, I think he summed it up. So now I may have said it that way possibly, but I let someone else do it. I'm gonna get Ugly Money Niche to be my translator. So I can work on my vocabulary. I want to speak a little better nowadays. Just keep in mind, brothers and sisters out there, love your wives, love your husbands. All right. Take care of each other, be there for each other, separate from our oppressive society. And we'll truly be able to elevate from there. With that, I'll pass the class to Officer Yaquab with the announcements and the water for being patient with me. For you brothers and sisters out there, I know I get on y'all nerves out there, especially y'all sisters. None of the sisters like me in the school. I figured that out a long time ago, brother. And of course, y'all sisters know I don't give a damn, but I love every last one of you, and I'll continue to love every last one of you. That said, you can turn the camera around, and we'll be good from there.
ISUPK security announcements. We had the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for a year. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After a year, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10 means 10th in Hebrew, Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. What you're going to do, you're going to go to ISUPK.com. Look up in the left corner. It's a little blue button that says tithes and donations. All right, you're going to pay your tithes and get your donations there. Priest fund, free will offering for priests. not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We are now in the feast first fruits. It lasts 7 Sabbaths in what, sir?
In 1 day. So
7 Sabbaths in 1 day. So we still right at the beginning of it. It's still fresh. So just stay up with your camp leaders, and so you can find out what to do upon when we close out the feast and see exactly where we at during the feast, right? Any brother that would like to come into the school to be a trooper, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf. Any sister want to come into the school, wear a long modest dress and have your head completely wrapped or covered. With that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. I imagine to the brothers. Men of Israel. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Matah. We're going to Sar, face the sisters. Men of Israel. Sisters, I imagine. Men of Israel. We're going to give the sisters a courtesy salute. Men of Israel. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Matah, class dismissed.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're